Good afternoon. Truth Disclosure 369 in the house once again. Um, just wanted to get on here today, spread a little good cheer at the same time. Greet each and every person who may come across this video in a universal greetings of peace. Um, hopefully, um, everybody is in a good spot. I know that the reality of it, a lot of people are not, but we're gonna stay positive about this whole thing. I mean, we ain't got no choice. But I just wanted to get on here and share a couple of things. And, one of them I want to just start on this screen here. Share a video, share, not a video, but this is still going on in Canada with the Freedom Convoy 2022 with a lot of the truckers who as everybody knows is the backbone of the planet. Still going on. They're still stepping up and standing against a lot of the hypocrisy, the lying, and the mandates, and the constant degrading of people's freedoms, whether they want to acknowledge it or not. A lot of people won't even acknowledge the fact that they don't even believe some of their freedoms are being exhausted, but they are. So when you're in that type of category, you can't stand on nothing talking about no justice or talking about no fair equality and all this other stuff when you can't even address shit like this. So what you have is you still have an ongoing situation in which the propagandists continue to want to make these human beings who are protesting in righteous causes against something that is globally affecting everybody. But they're stepping up, and because of that, there has been still continue to be all these notions to try and either demonize or delegitimize what's been going on. And if you're not following it, or if you're not in Canada, or people in Canada, you really will be a loss for words. But like I said, I've been trying to peep what's going on by doing the live streams that are live, and they're actually there. And it's amazing. There's a lot of people there. They still there. It's 9 days in. Obviously, they ain't going nowhere. And the sad thing about it, from what I've been hearing, a lot of the officials in their capital, they haven't even bothered to even talk to these folks. Like, when you want to try and get shit, meet with motherfuckers and find out what's going on. I mean, they say you don't negotiate with terrorists, but this is not terrorist shit. These folks, like I said, these folks been out here, they taking care of one another, they feeding each other, they doing whatever they need. Even after the money that was raised for the truckers, and then GoFundMe turned around and froze that account. Why would you go? The whole question is, why would it go to that extreme and that extent? You don't see anybody out there fighting. You don't see anybody out there burning shit. You don't see anybody out there tearing shit up or looting. None of that. All you see, matter of fact, I've been seeing them playing techno and house music, and out there holding their signs and saying what they and here and there people give their opinion and give their outlook on what they feel is going on, what they feel has to happen. Every last one of them, same thing. So how is this so much of a threat that you need to freeze accounts and all this other shit? That the more they lie and the more they do shit to try and demonize people, especially when it's linked to this shit, the more they open people's eyes. And they don't even understand that the more they do that shit, it's working in opposite for them. It's working opposite for them. So you got, you know, they'd have gone down to a point, oh, this is a siege. I don't know what police chief says as blockades and protests over COVID measures enter second weekend. So what do you call, if that's a siege, what do you call when authorities tell people to do one thing, like go lock down, or you can't do this, have masks on and all that and the third and this, and that, and the third. But then they go do shit and despite what they've told everybody else, they're doing it totally opposite. Like it's still normal life for them. What do you call that? What would we call that? We know that's hypocrisy. But since they always want to label motherfuckers and all this shit, that's got to be a siege because people speaking out on some true shit. No matter who it is, they speaking some true shit. But since that true shit is a threat to the controlling powers that be, then you got to try and do everything in your power to demonize these people, paint them out as being a group of shit stars and all that. We know the difference between shit starters and those that's actually trying to make a point. And the crazy thing about it, I looked at some of it yesterday on the live stream. They had children out there playing on playground equipment. People had brought slides and sleds. It was like everybody's involved in this. But yet over here on this media and the assholes over here that keep pushing racist shit involved in that. I saw, you know, the video where the guy was walking through there with a Confederate flag. Just as quick as he was in there with that American flag, bunch of people started clowning him and you know, hey, we ain't here for that shit. You take that shit on. Made them get the fuck out of there. Because this is one of the things they're gonna try and do. Any legitimate thing that's speaking on truth, they hurry up and try and if they gotta use a plant in there to stir up some shit, they will do it. Just imagine motherfuckers marched against Dr. Fauci. We ain't doing nothing else until you motherfuckers say bring charges on this motherfucker for lying in Congress. And then if he lied in Congress, game over. The possibilities are endless on what he has had his hands in and those around him and what the fuck is really going on. So, I mean, damn, if a motherfucker was able to do that, do you actually think a motherfucker would be able to have signs up and all this shit? Nobody would come in, and you know you're speaking on truth. A plant somewhere would come around and talk and they'll call some shit so they can make the whole thing look like it's not even worth it. It's not legitimate. It's spearheaded and headed by thugs and Antifas and all this other bullshit. Fucking, it's sad how the world has gotten. And you see when motherfuckers step up for truth, true heroes, true heroic shit. This is what happens. So they're still going on 9 days in, and they're getting it in with the protests, you know, and you know it seems like as far as the pandemic, we're starting to see different changes and some places seems to be holding steady. Some, you know, places in the other parts of the world are actually rolling back a lot of shit, while you got places here still trying to roll out shit. It's like, wow. But it seems like they still infatuated with Rogan, and you got people that want to bring up, he used the N-word and all this shit. And, you know, I'm pretty sure he used the N-word, he used the C-word, he used all type of words. But what does that got to do with him having a show where people bring their point of views? Don't matter if a motherfucker got on there and said some shit, but he gives them a platform to agree or disagree. And even if he used that word himself, this is the hypocrisy point that I constantly get fucking pissed at when I hear this shit. And you got people like India RE and all this shit talking about they gonna take their money, they music off of Spotify, but you can't sit up here and but you won't question these political parties. We know which one we talking about. You won't question why these motherfuckers still listening to Fauci. a lot of black folks died, right? So if you can get all hard and handy off a motherfucker who got a platform to express opinions or whatever, without no, motherfucker telling you, oh, you can't say this or say that, the third, and this, that, third, but get it out there so you have a dialogue, a debate, whether you leave agreeing to disagree or whether you agree on some things. So what? But how do you bypass shit like that? Calling out a motherfucker who may be in cahoots with something that has fucked this whole planet up, still killing people. And the reason why I say that, because it's unfortunate, over the last week or so, I'm hearing of more people passing away because of this same shit. And the crazy thing about it, they're passing away and they weren't, it's sad when you hear people tell you that a relative or a loved one who didn't have nothing, mind you, they may have a little illness or feeling under the weather or something, but they didn't have COVID. Even after previous tests, they didn't have it. But yet they go to the hospital to try and see what's going on, then catch it while they're there and pass away. People that's passing away who decided to go along with the decisions of these so-called health authorities and make that choice, and it still wasn't a proper choice to spare their life. How the fuck can anybody sit here and accept any of this shit these folks saying as legitimate and is endangering yourself, your health, your life, people around you, family members, children, all this shit, man? And you can't call out a motherfucker who some shady shit that's going on with the main mouthpiece, but you want to keep bringing up about what a motherfucker, who gives a fuck? I'm from the black community. I'm from the community. I know, I hear that shit every day. I use it sometimes. I'm not saying it's cool to use. Hell, if motherfucker gonna constantly keep using that shit as a motherfucking excuse, well, everybody needs to stop using it. That include us. We gotta stop using that shit. Because obviously when we use it, other people feel it's cool to use it. This portion and the third. Why nobody ever just said that shit? You know what I mean? But this ain't what this shit is about, man. Everybody's putting all their fucking energy towards shit that really don't fucking matter. We dealing with a tyrannical ass government, tyrannical ass governments all over this planet, lying ass health officials, hypocritical ass leaders, and motherfuckers want to continue to sit up and play the dozens and musical chairs with arguments and shit that have been going on over the last how many years, and motherfuckers still doing it. Motherfucker ain't came to no goddamn haven't got a solution for the shit yet. But yeah, you got an incident that then removed people out of here systematically. And then a system that's trying to implement and push anti-human agendas. Where's you gonna lie? You gonna go with this bullshit, or you gonna stand strong on calling out what is anti-human? Because I don't give a fuck what the race is. When it all boils down, we're all human beings. Now I can't say the same for a lot of these soulless motherfucking assholes in leadership that claim they're in leadership or claim they this, that, and third. Give me your vote. Can't say the same. A lot of them folks, I can't say they have a soul. I can't say people like Fauci, Bill Gates, some of these motherfuckers that's doing shit, and I can't say they have a soul. If they did at one time, they damn sure lost it. But this is the shit, man. So, they keep bringing this up. This is the main issue of the day now. Joe Rogan, when the shit should be about Why the fuck are you motherfuckers continuing to lie about shit? Why the fuck why are you lying every single time about this whole pandemic? Why are fucking liars being allowed to get on TV and instruct people? Why are fucking liars and hypocrites being allowed to stand in front of Congress and put bills out there that they plan on trying to get pushed through House and Senate committees and all this shit, and they're fucking liars and hypocrites and probably have some type of skeleton in that closet in which they're getting some type of enrichment off of it. How the fuck, man? Get the fuck out of here, man. It you know, it's ridiculous that, you know, people are in a position where you've lost your. I heard a person today told me about her situation, fighting this mystery that's out here, and even after overcoming and trying to get better, this woman knows that something is wrong, something ain't right with this whole thing. Just coming out the bed from being shut in, from being sick, and still can literally sit here and I spoke to her and still sit here and tell that something ain't right about it. This shit here is fucking wrong. And the fucked up thing about it, even though and this is a good thing, it's a blessing that she's back. You know, she may be at 60%, but I'm hoping and the intent is that she get back at 100%. But this is the main thing she said. You know, I had to get back to work. The place wasn't paying me, even though I'm working around people that you know, I'm taking care of people that may be infected some kind of way with this stuff, but I gotta go back to work. And you know, this is sad because this is something that is prevalent across the country, across the planet. People gotta do this, gotta do that. You know, like, got bills to pay, so you gotta continue to be at risk under a lie, under a smoke screen, under an agenda that, you know, we can't seem to get. We know there's something going on, but these folks ain't. They want to hold on to those people that continue to trust their ass, and use those people that put all their faith and trust in them as instigators against those who know something up, who refuse to play this game with these liars, these fake ass rulers, these wannabe gods. And I always say that shit because that's exactly what these motherfuckers is. All sides, all that shit. You know, so you got people in a bottle, man, struggling this and that and the third, man. Limited choices, zero options. Yet you got people stepping up that's trying to put this shit out there for what it is. Canada, the truckers, people like Joe Rogan, people like Luke Wendowski. You know, it's other people, man, that's putting stuff out here that's an alternative to the propaganda. And I do what I can. There's other people with videos, other people that I'm pretty sure there's somebody in all walks of life somewhere around this country that's saying, nope, don't matter who it is. I don't trust shit they got to say. And this is something that's a reality. You think all these folks up in Canada, these truckers, you think they believe any of this shit? No. And the sad part about it, that's why I keep saying these folks keep using propaganda to demonize them folks, but then a lot of them folks are vaccinated. A lot of them folks are people who decided to go with that course of action because they felt it was right for them. But they feel that it's wrong for everybody to be treated this way, regardless of what their stance was. That's the whole thing. That's the whole point about the whole shit. But they never want to get to that part. But so, you know, so like you see, it's never ending shit. You know, these folks got a damn Olympics going on in a country that they always talking this shit about. Communist this, communist that. They got a Winter Olympics and they worried about fucking viewership. When you still got people out here being murdered systematically from this Operation COVID. You still got people out here sick. You still got long haulers. You still got people who are no longer at work or operating at the percentile they were 3 years ago. Still got motherfuckers over, still got shit out here sky high. Prices going to the moon. Motherfuckers still trying to act like it's trying to normalize this shit. Come on, man. And you worried about some fucking viewership of some damn Winter Olympics in the place that's always being put out as, oh, they're the enemy. You got Chinese shit all in your house, made in China. But you worried about some fucking viewership of the fucking Winter Olympics. Maybe motherfuckers like, who gives a fuck? I'm more worried about freedom here than what the fuck going over there in China. And they ain't gonna tell you what really going on over there. And them Chinese folks, I'm pretty sure they know what the fuck going on. They tired of that shit too. But these motherfuckers worried about the Winter Olympics. We ain't getting our ratings, like, and then using this as a tool to get people still marching behind that same narrative of democracy. Same motherfucker screaming that shit. Won't tell you why Fauci is allowed to lie in front of Congress. They won't tell you why they keep lying about certain shit and then coming back, changing it up. They won't tell you why. They'll tell you one thing and then they go do another. And then when they get caught on camera and videos, they don't want to, like this fool out in goddamn California sitting up here talking some bullshit about motherfucker got found without a mask on and the motherfucker gonna say he held his fucking breath. How can you expect shit like that? Hold on, and I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna go to that fucking article. Let me get out of this one. How can you even in your right mind, and these people are people who hold positions. Hold on, I'm gonna find it. This has got to be one of the dumbest shit that I have ever heard. And to say that and to give this shit any, this is fucking crazy, man. So let me go to this real quick. I think I'm not going to be able to, the video for some reason is not going to have the so I'm going to just show an article because the video is not going to have any sound to it. I'm still working on that. You know, I'm learning as I go, you know, long as I'm getting this information out. So, you know, people who may not understand it, even though you may not agree with a lot of media and this, that, and the third, you can't shut everything down. You got to be aware of what the fuck going on. I'm not trying to be caught in the headlights like a deer. But here it is right here. I mean, LA mayor took a maskless photo with Magic Johnson defying COVID rules. His defense, I'm holding my breath. Now, when you actually got human beings or people that claim they're human beings who are in leadership positions and they're doing shit like that, but they're holding the average Joes under scrutiny while they're free to do whatever they want to. And then when you notice that it's Magic Johnson, somebody who we know the history of Magic Johnson. I'm not even gonna go there, but people know exactly what's up with Magic. So for this to even be said or put out there, it's like this is just the epitome of the establishment showing their stupidity. How can you even accept any of that shit? How can you accept motherfuckers like that as being a person that credible? Like I've said before with other characters that's out here, as being a leader, as being a person that's going to lead with truth, a person that's going to lead with fairness, a person that's going to lead with transparency. How can you look at motherfuckers like this? And there's plenty more out there. We know about England and what's going on in Great Britain. But how can you even look up at a motherfucker like this and respect them? Fuck that. None of these motherfuckers don't deserve no respect, period. I don't give a fuck if it ain't got shit to do with him being white or none of that shit. If he was a black man, fuck him. Motherfuckers need to stop this bullshit, man. And you know, this is how I reach out. You know, everybody has their own way of bringing forth awareness of truth. And I always have to state this, that this is the way I do it. Some may not agree, some may agree. And it's all good. If you don't agree, you can always go to the next one. But out of respect, I do what I do to try and booster the awareness right along with everybody else, you know, in my own way. And hopefully and to be honest, some people, you have to understand, we're in a world where some people only know certain ways. I mean, I come from that world. Like, shit, I don't want to hear no motherfucker standing in front of me GQ'd up, suit and tie, talking all proper and this and that and the third, right? Telling me a bunch some stuff that I want to be around. I want to listen to those that's actually, you know, I can relate to, where you can get a better understanding. Because if you can relate more to certain shit, the more you can be able to be understand and you know, this is how you can hopefully build a relationship or hopefully build ties with certain people, because of you keeping it real. You're not trying to fake the funk and be somebody you're not, which is totally fucked up, which is what's really rampant around this whole planet. Too many people trying to be something they not, or trying to live up to some standard or code that somebody else wants them to live up under, instead of just being their true self. So this is my true self when reaching out. And it's with love and it's with passion, compassion, empathy, because the want is for this total shit, everything surrounding this whole shit, the truth of it to be out here, no matter where it takes you, no matter where it takes all of us. All this shit to be out so that everybody can see what it is for what it is. And then once it's out there, whatever you do after that, that's on you. But it's out here now. That's where I really want it to go, man, because I'm telling you, me personally, in my opinion, it's a whole lot deeper than this shit. There's a whole lot more going on. And when you get into history, when you get into some of the stuff that has happened in the past that may have not paid attention to or gave a fuck about, but it holds relevance to why a lot of this shit that's happening now in our present. So yeah, you know, I got to say this, man. How can you fucking respect people like this, people that support people like this, that act like, oh, you know, the first thing a motherfucker want to say, oh, you know, everybody make a mistake. Okay, well, that shit need to ring hold dear when why is there always an issue? Okay, we know people make mistakes. Okay, well then that shit, that same energy need to be put out there for people who make mistakes and you know, they get drugged under the bus. They get thrown under the penitentiaries and jails and shit, while other motherfuckers seem to just get a slap on the wrist. If not, if it even get that far, they might not even get acknowledged, period. We know that with Fauci. But this shit, man, goddamn, man, these motherfuckers, man, it's ridiculous, man. Because the more this stuff goes on, man, it's like, man, the more me personally, I just look at it as, you have a lot of people out here just aiding and abetting criminal activity, dealing with this government and dealing with all these talking heads and all this shit. This is criminal shit. And the crime is crimes against humanity. You know, the same stuff they call out with other issues, make overseas or even here, even dealing with some of the stuff that's happened with um uh um the black the black community and dealing with the police and dealing with the race shit and all that, you know, crimes against humanity, same shit. You know, the shit that be going on in Israel and Palestine, crimes against humanity, or wherever else in the world where there's always an oppressor and those that are oppressed and have to kind of just deal with it as long as they are oppressed. You know, crimes against humanity. And then when you factor in biological warfare, or you dealing with health crisis, and you dealing with motherfuckers stepping off of their principles, so-called principles of democracy and tolerance, and turning everybody into fucking clones where everybody gotta do the same shit, think the same way, and anybody who doesn't do it, you know, they immediately attack. When it's dealing with something that has everybody's card pulled, no matter how motherfuckers want to act like, oh, we got affected, but a little, I wasn't affected at all. Oh, yeah, I was affected, man. All this shit happened. You know, no matter how much that stuff go down, man, everybody's up under one. Everybody is under the gun. Everybody got a target, a walking target on them when it comes to this corrupt ass shit that's going on. So, yeah, we got these ignorant motherfuckers still doing shit, and act like you supposed to have some type of respect for them behind that shit. You know, I can't help it. You ain't get none of my respect. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a damn. I continue to repeat that shit. None of these motherfucking politicians who are totally disconnected from the reality in which is really happening and don't even want to try and connect. No respect. No respect. That respect was lost when motherfuckers would want to bring any accountability to Fauci and the liars connected with him. No respect. All these Democrats and all this shit, no respect. All these lying ass Republicans that's doing shit for votes when they know goddamn well when it come back around for their way, it's gonna be a lot of corrupt and bullshit going on under their watch. So they ain't like they gonna be bringing some saving grace. No respect. And the sad part about it, even with the trucker thing, and this is something that I don't get, but I've seen some people walking around with Trump flags. You know, a lot of people respect the fact that Trump supposedly seems like he's always stepping out against the establishment and calling shit out. But like I said, you gotta be careful with that shit. You know, me personally, I look at it, Trump has always been a puppet. He was used for this specific purpose. You notice ever since Trump started going for the presidency, he won the presidency. It's been nothing but, you've been seeing nothing but bullshit. You already saw it here and there, but at least back then, you know, it was a little more covert. But ever since Trump got into this whole equation, everything is overtly out in the open now with everything. And, you know, everybody running their mouth about Trump this, Trump that, man. But it's like, to be honest, why would you even want any references? You need, leave him out of it. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. Leave him out of it. If people want to follow him or whatever, that's it. Let him do it, but stop using him in fucking movements that we trying to get, when people trying to get the truth and the facts about shit, especially with shit serious as this is. You know, there's nothing really you could take serious with a guy who claims this, claim that, and the third. But yeah, he out here trying to get people to get the shot. You know, the same people who were digging him because he stood against this stuff. But he's out here ridiculing and calling people cowards and stuff because they ain't got no boosters and all that shit. So who you think getting paid off of that? By him advertising. You know, especially something that motherfuckers wouldn't thought. So this shit right here left some people confused. I thought Trump was anti. So, you know, these folks sit up here and they play these games, you know, and, you know, I don't know how much longer it's going to be with them following Trump or thinking Trump is a way out. When you know goddamn way, well, you know, even though, and this is a sad thing, even though a person may speak on things that certain people feel like they don't have the power to speak on or the platform or whatever, doesn't mean that their heart is there. You know, just because they saying this shit doesn't mean that their heart is. I mean, there's been so many examples that this man has been on some bullshit just doing the presidency. There ain't no need to go back to that shit because we all know it's fucked up, just like it's fucked up now. With somebody in there that don't even seem like they're even fucking alive. You know, but this is the shit, man. You know, they a lot of people fall back on that rhetoric, and it's like, I don't know, motherfucker need to really do some soul searching on that. Because if you feel like you're gonna follow Trump out of this shit, I don't think it's gonna end in a good way. And any thing that's being prepared or anything that's happening to shed light on this shit, on these liars and these hypocrites. I mean, Trump is a fucking liar and a hypocrite and all that in the third. So what the fuck you think this motherfucker gonna do? I know I don't understand that, but when you got movements that's really trying to get to the bottom of certain shit and they're making a stance, I don't think it would be a good idea to be involving that man in that shit or his whole fucking rhetoric and shit, because it's gonna overcrowd it. It's gonna overshadow the whole fucking reality of what motherfuckers really are out there about, man. And on any movement that's dealing with uncovering these corrupt motherfuckers in government all around the globe. And what the fuck has really happened over these past 2 years, 2.5 years with this shit that has taken so many people, that has disrupted a lot of shit. Motherfuckers better be careful. They keep putting that man out there in that shit. Cause I'll tell you that. And then you still got this lying ass media. They love to go ahead and start pointing that shit that Trump doing when it's like they keeping everybody chasing their tail. When everybody's energy needs to be focused at the motherfuckers at the top. So with that, I just want to get on here and share some shit. Little hype, little energized right now, because it's always a good thing to get on here and spread their opinion. I don't give a fuck if they take this shit down or not, because I'll just find another area. But like I said, I gotta be on here. I gotta share my perspective and opinion. Hopefully it resonates with some, and if it don't resonate with some, hey, so be it. It's all good. But the thing is, you know, the want for people to know the truth, the want for people to know the reality of this world we live in, and the dangers that are present all the fucking time, from the highest top of the pyramid all the way down. Fucking needs to realize, man, that you know, information, researching in this day and time, that's synonymous. Motherfuckers are being hit from all sides of the board with lies, with confusion. So you have to be able to want to detach and try on. And nothing wrong with, you know, a lot of people say, man, I don't even, you know, watch the news. I try to get away from that shit and this, that, and the third. That's cool. And you know, it does. A lot of this shit, if you let it get to you, it will depress you and all that. A lot of people don't have the tolerance as some others may with dealing with that shit. So in some of them cases, it would be a good thing. But I also see the con part about that. You know, you can't just walk through life trying to run from shit. Eventually, that shit going. Everybody's running from truths and shit that's out here, man. Eventually, that shit gonna catch up. Eventually, gonna come. And if you're not prepared, you know, you caught. You caught with your pants down, your skirt up. Then what? So, you know, it's always good to have some type of awareness of what the fuck going on here. If you can't get that awareness you want on one area, then you go to another area. You it's plenty of resources. You go to another area, but people got to do this shit. That's real talk. But go on, just saying I'm not gonna pay attention to all this shit. That don't stop what these motherfucking wicked motherfuckers are doing. Everybody across the planet could say, well, stop watching the news a day. You think that's gonna stop them doing what they doing? The only thing gonna stop these folks is people realize that, like I've said before, people have to realize we need one another. Don't matter who the fuck we are. People gotta get over that bullshit. People gonna have to realize we need one another more than these fake ass leaders. And that's simple. People may vote their asses in, but you better check their where a lot of their income coming from. Why you can't never get certain answers answered, or why you can't never get this done or that done, or why we still talking about this shit? The same shit we've been talking about 10 years or this. Then you see what's up. But we need each other more than these motherfucking fake ass leaders. We need to stuff, and people need to call this shit out for what it is. I mean, that's what they're doing in Canada. I mean, if people all around stood up and said, fuck this shit, all you folks in authority and all this shit, we're not going nowhere. Every fucking capital across the goddamn planet really need to be doing this shit. If you folks can't sit up here and answer these questions, ain't nothing about to move. Nothing. But hopefully, you know, as time progresses, you know, the truths continue to come out, and that which is needed to bring humanity and this planet back in its rightful place, man. Because the motherfucker is truly tired of this shit. I feel it in other people's energy just from being around them. I ain't even gotta say nothing about it. Motherfuckers fed up, motherfuckers still scared, all this shit. And we got all these lying ass motherfuckers to thank for it. We got them to thank for it because they help keep a lot of this inconsistency going that nobody wants to call out. And when you do call it out, then you got to have all this other shit coming behind you about this and that and the third that ain't got shit to do with you. Motherfuckers just said that the death toll over here in this country is over 900 fucking thousand. And I know that these folks are lying about numbers, but we know that the numbers, no matter whether they lie about how many gone or not, there are people who lost people, and I am somebody who lost people. So there have been people who have been lost to this. Whether their numbers are legit that they're putting out here or not. And the fucked up thing about it, 900,000 people, that's more than any fucking war that this country has fought. 900 fucking thousand, that's all the wars. 900,000. And you mean to tell me these so-called fake ass leaders can't get to an agree? Why you gotta wait till the Republicans to do I keep seeing something. I'm gonna get ready to close out. Keep seeing something about Rand Paul. If the Republicans take Congress, they're gonna start investigating. Why I gotta wait till that? Why can't it start now? Why can't motherfuckers open their goddamn mouth and stop being cowards to these special interests and all these motherfuckers, man? Soulless motherfucking pieces of shit. Why can't it start now? Why can't it start? A lot of, man, it's more people out here know it's something fucked up with this shit than they keep letting off. And the people that continue to front and act like this shit it is what it is, this the cool thing to go. Hey, it's all love, because these folks have lied, they have distorted, they have played people for so long that it's not even your fucking fault. Don't even know it. You're just a concerned person who you're just going by how you would feel. But the thing is, when you start seeing it affecting other people, when your decisions that you make, and you know you're making these decisions, and these decisions are bolstered by governments and shit like that, in which they want to demonize other people, then you start realizing that ain't what I represent. I don't want to see nobody fucked up. White, black, nobody. I don't care. This shit is fucked up. And I'm gonna go ahead and get ready. I done got too riled up, and I gotta calm it down. But yeah, this is the shit that people need to do. We need one another more than these pieces of shit. People gotta understand, man. We all different. We gotta get over these differences, man. We gotta stop letting these fake ass leaders and all these motherfuckers try to dictate how we supposed to look at everybody and this, that, and the third. This is the reason why we in this shit in the first place. Motherfuckers have to really step up, take accountability and responsibility in their own individual life first, and then move outward. That's the only way this shit gonna work, man. And with love, everybody can get together and provide and do this and that and the third, and have a society that could be 50 times better than this shit that a motherfucker been constantly dealing with. And that's just my opinion. So with that, I'm gonna roll out of here. I hope that everybody continue to have a blessed day, a blessed week, and keep your eyes open, ears open, awareness going as we continue to roll forth into this uncertainty. But the certain thing that I can say is that eventually, when the darkness is revealed for what it is, we have to step up, and that includes myself. I put myself in all this shit. Get this shit back on point like it should be, in a manner in which everybody's respected, everybody is protected, everybody had the same equality across the board. These motherfuckers, man, it's almost like it's I don't know, man. It's unbelievable. Or like, when you think about it, sometimes like, how could this ever? But when you know certain shit, or when you see the patterns in certain shit, it's not even a surprise. There's no surprise, there's no shock. When you're dealing with motherfuckers like people are dealing with, hey, it's come with the territory. What matters is what a motherfucker gonna do. A motherfucker gonna get these folks, expose them for who they is, get their ass out the way, or continue to act like everything's straight when you know damn well it ain't. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and sign out of here and greet you in a universal greeting of peace as I came.